Well, hello people of YouTube and internet, it is I, ChipGP, and welcome to the spooky months, and my, okay, not so special, but my thumbnails. I mean, I can address as Frisk from Undertale, just Skull Swap. Well, how much swap? I think Frisk only have blue and purple, while Kara have, I think, green and yellow, and Monster Kid have orange and something. Well, imagine I like some OC from this universe, so let's say I'm different version of Frisk. The one which is not Frisk. And mostly because, man, I'm not gonna put some Halloween costume right now. Because right now I don't have a Halloween costume of my size. But on this note, what can I say? Yeah, it's thumbnail making. Because again, as always, I have enough thumbnails to make a nice video. Well, actually right now I have a little bit more because I have some for the future. But I will put them for the future. And for this one I will put for this one. It sounds super stupid. And also, talking about spooky months, it was like super extra spooky because I faced whatever the content creator will be feared of. Crash projects. Okay, I think I put too much power on my computer. Basically the same thing I did with a weird trailer's reaction. Basically the same thing happened where my computer gave up on because I put too much pressure on him and lots of files got corrupted. Okay, not lots of files, only 2 files, which was for this section. Sadly, okay, not so sadly, those pretty simple works. Well, how simple? One of them was hard, but most were just the same thing. But on this note, I will just show them and comment on them. But other drawings, they're all here, and you will see which one is here. So, let's go. Okay, as well, my intro is still super awkward, but this thumbnail is thumbnail for one of my recent streams for the Swallow the Sea. And also again, for now it's like one of my last streams, and which streams I didn't make for a really long time, because mostly I have no idea what to stream right now. Well, no, I still have some idea what to stream. But again, probably will be the same game with different challenges. Technically I already stream every possible thing I can. I speedrun, I do some challenges, I do achievements, and actually there's still some challenges I want to do for myself. And challenges I saw online. Okay, for Swallow the Sea, just challenges I come up with myself, because it's not Sims where they create a bunch of interesting challenges. So I have to make it myself. Or mods. But I don't know any mobs for Swallow the Sea, and mostly I don't think there will be anything interesting mods. So for this thumbnail, again, mostly being uploaded image, decided to draw my character in the Swallow the Sea sauna, that's how I call it. And I want to be good at this game because I've been streaming this game for so long. For getting 1 achievement, beating this game under 3 minutes. It was bloody hard, but I bloody did it, and that was the greatest moment in my life. Pure dopamine. And already kinda represent a nice idea, but also was thinking about creating a new thumbnail, but not necessary. Again, it's my new art style where I decided to not separate the neck and the head, but yeah, basically the same art style. Also pupils, which I start giving. As for the pupils, I decided for his 4th eyes I will make the blackness in the eyes with whiteness, like this eye is blind. But I think it's pretty hard to tell. For the stuff, most I think the hair changed a little bit because I did some lines differently. And most because I do hair in different ways, so lines will get different no matter what. At some moment I was forget about the nose, which I usually do for him, so I have to fix it later. It was not so bad. Did some legs effect I like to do, well, like one leg looks straight at you, while other leg a little bit bent. And again, you can see in some moments there's flippers between his fingers. It's also really hard to notice, but actually because image gets smaller and get pixelated, it probably might be impossible to see that he have these flippers. And also for that stuff, I think I still would stream Swallow the Sea, but for no reason. Like, yeah, I will find some random reason, but maybe we will be one last stream, or maybe 2 last streams. But mostly, again, I have to beat out of my games to bloody start streaming them already. Because again, I'm streaming game which I already finished 100%, and now doing just a bunch of random challenges. Or if the challenge is so hard, it will be just recording, and I decided stream it will be nice. Because for streams I can bloody do the same thing constantly, because people usually do that for streams. And yeah, that's it. Okay, we never even did see the negative me in this fish art style. He probably looks the same. Maybe the clothes will be a little bit torn. And plus, in the future we'll see some new characters. So I guess, man, it's bloody enough for talking, so let's just get to the next drawing and not make this video any longer than it should be. Okay, continue with It's the Master. It's the creator of Swallow the Sea. If you didn't know, like, okay, I did know, but now I'm following his Twitter. And also he did like my drawings about swallow. Okay, what drawing did he like? But the one that I mentioned him. Well, yeah, will not bloody brag because it's nothing special. For this one I was reacting to trailers of Swallow the Sea and Perfect Vermin because I do reaction of trailers of the game I played and that stuff. And because he have this creepy aesthetic, I decided to turn myself into this creepy monster with very much visible belly button and slash ribs, crotch, and bunch of legs. I guess for minus I would say the legs maybe look not so natural, although it kinda do give a creepy aesthetic. Decided to draw this freaking spine poking out of my head and with one neckline going on the body while other just continuing. And also those lines which I think I want to start doing them. Actually, I think I do them for my other of my SCs. Again, for bloody future, let's not bloody spoil. But instead, just do a bunch of this random stuff. Again, kinda want to do it in the art style of Masio, but again, it's pixelated and I'm not pixel god. In fact, I'm not pixel art at all. I'm bloody cannot do this. Okay, maybe I can, but it will look super cheap. It's again in my name. But again, it's nothing I would do constantly. So for this one, it's super simple, with text bubble, and for background, it's also super simple. In my mind, I have something this perfect Vermin style as a background. But again, just all aesthetic on the character, nothing more. So one of my symbols, funnel. Although I think in this one, every funnel will be simple. Yes, some of them will be more complicated than others. But on this note, for the next one, we shall go right now. Okay, continuing the Damasio theme, because after I reacted and streamed perfect. Well, Swallow the Sea, it's time for the Perfect Vermin. And I start gameplay session about Perfect Vermin and like tank today. And mostly I just finally finished this game because the first time it was glitching because my computer doesn't have enough processing power to play this game on the right way. So I caused the glitch with first of all skipping the first level and sometimes I leave the door closed and I have to restart then until I get this elevated door. But I freaking beat this one-time game in one time. But talking about this one, okay, so here I didn't have much idea for the name, and just because I realized the theme of this game, decided to come with the idea of the fate of the smoker. So I decided, first of all, I was thinking about drawing my positive self, but then decided, nah, I should probably draw the dude. And plus I do want to try drawing this dude. In this one, I have a reference image and try to be really close to the original as much as possible. With those shadows, with those shines, bloody what I'm doing, then I want to be really close to the original because I bloody like trying to do that. Now again, I will never probably be able to draw it in pixel art, because I still have no idea how pixel art are working, so it's obvious fact. So it's just my smoother version of it. But to say for minus, maybe I did mustache wrong, the eyes maybe should be more going this way, but you can probably tell that that's him. Was looking for every possible detail, so I decided to do those tumors, but again I didn't want to go overkill with it. I decided to just go a little bit simple and that stuff, like not turn him into a grotesque monster. Also did the room, again with cigarettes, I didn't want to do much detail, so we'll try to be lazy as much as possible. Also for these letters, I recently upgraded my creator, but still figuring out how to do letters, because I think for letters, yeah, I can't make them bigger, and plus with those tools I use for letters, it's impossible to make letters and then separate them and grow separate different. They all will grow together. So again, a dumb function of those vectors. Yeah, it's quite a dumb function, but I managed to do something else. Just type in a new letter every time, so and then merge them and then doing that stuff. Now for this one, again the background, the top ground and background are very simplified. But again, because the most focus was this was the dude. So for the dude I was trying to put all my work into the dude. Yeah, I said it twice, so it's probably super bad that I did it. But again, mostly for other stuff, yeah, I have no much idea. I think everything I want to say I said it. But just did those cigarette effects, did those bloods. And most of those I'm kind of worried doing bloods on YouTube because I'm not sure what kind of thumbnails they're against and what thumbnails they're up for. Or probably like thumbnails where sexual thing is against it, because it's like every rule of YouTube, no sex stuff. Go on Pornhub or Newground. That's where you can post that stuff. And maybe put it on YouTube, but you have to bloody censor it as hell you can. Like glitchy as hell you can. Maybe you can leave the bad scene, but again, without audio, without censor the place where you don't need to see. And for that stuff, mostly, I don't bloody know what else to say. Yeah, nothing else. So for the next one, we shall go right bloody now. You know what I just realized? That it's a spooky month, and I can totally sit in the darkness without main light, just with this little light. And mostly, again I'm bloody recording this video at night. Or not night, oh yeah, totally night. Because I don't know, for some reason I can bloody record at morning. Okay, I totally can, I just was rendering some project. Which again, it was not much random, it was re-rendered. Because I noticed there was a mistake I missed, and then forced to re-render it again. And already bloody finished this drawing. And for this drawing, it was main idea of me reacting how it should end it. And for most of the time I have no idea how to make the thumbnail for this video, because mostly whatever happened in there is just so random, or I have no much ideas. So I just have to draw my positive self in the art style of how it should end it. Well, at least an attempt of how it should end it. Mostly I think the only thing that make it is how it should end it, the eyes and the fact the neck is not separated. But for body positioning and that stuff, it's totally not how it should end it. And also I did some smoke effect on his ears, because it's kind of supposed to represent my brain melting from understanding the jokes of how it should end it. Which again, mostly I do, mostly I don't. Mostly because I don't watch the movie, I don't get the plot, the joke they make about the plot. Because most of those jokes are from the true fans, so those moments, you were stupid at this moment, why didn't you do this? And again, not much can say. I guess for the X, I want effect of leg being looking straight at you, the one I like to do, and one I like my typical leg, which always look a different way. Well, it is, sometimes I usually do just one finger you can see, but here you can see 3 fingers. And mostly, not much I can do, not much I can say. It was really fast drawing. Well, lots of them are fast, not so long because I'm bloody talking about them for super long. Now I can just go for the next one shell right now, bloody go. Oh yeah, also, if you hear my voice changing or talking a bit too quietly, it's again because one time I get complained for talking late at nights. Complaints which were really awkward. Now for this one it was for Jaiden animation. Mostly again, theme for the fun will come up from moments in the video. Like when she was talking about the door, that's one I think gave me most emotion, so I decided just to draw myself stuck in that said door. And again the art style of Jaiden. Mostly just, yeah, an art style of Jaiden, not much can say. Again, me experiencing with other people's art style, and also doing the art style challenge, which is I bloody like to do sometimes. But it's, well, yeah, I like to do it, but mostly I don't pull it off often. Mostly just, yeah, that's all I can say. Now, also here did some interesting effect of stacking on the door, which again, was how interesting. It was interesting to play with those forms, those lines, this separation, and how the door would act in the hands of others. And remove some unnecessary lines, and mostly, yeah, not much can say. Again, it's one of the simplest thumbnail, which again done in the snap of the finger. As for this one, yeah, mostly those effects I was talking about I did for the Jaiden, which were bloody pulling and having so much fun. Most of the positive me is stuck in the door, while negative me is stuck in the door even more because I was lazy to draw his body. Now for colors, it's actually the first time I didn't do any blue colors in his eyes. Again, most of our art styles, some art styles don't do colored pupils. And so for my characters, I think the color pupils are like the distinct destination, more than clothes. So, bloody hell, it couldn't be even negative, it could be a couple of manual C's, which I bloody kinda spoiling, but to be fair, man, I bloody like spoiling some stuff. I mean, I sometimes plan for some mystery or people guessing, but man, I bloody didn't spoil them because I bloody hate mysteries. I'm pretty sure if I were gonna make a game and I put some Easter eggs, I would probably be the guy who bloody tell you about this Easter egg, or maybe like hinted it. Because I bloody hell, and I do something I would bloody people know that I did it. And what was going in my mind after I was making this. And right now, I want to tell it next to me, and then I have some future I see, which I will probably draw and watch to draw for a very long time. Because I also want to do a separate video about them, but I decided to just randomly put them then and then explain in the future. But for this one, again, for my analysis, one, my positive self arm, this one is way bigger, while this arm a little bit getting thin at some points. Or bendy, like this not perfect line, which I bloody cannot make. Embarrassment. Also having negative hair, negative me ear. Oh yeah, it's have some mispaint. Why did you notice it? It's so small, but it's so noticed. I thought I just did his ear very wavy. And also for that stuff, and not much I can say, so for next one we shall go right bloody now. You know what, also the interesting fact I noticed that if I'm gonna make a thumbnail for Jaiden, there will be no thumbnails for James. And I make a thumbnail for James, the odds went out. There will no thumbnails for Jaiden. Almost because I'm trying not to react them in the same time, I'm also trying separate by days, but dynamic reaction, gameplays, and they just stick in different batches. So for this one I was playing Helltaker, finishing the not DLC Helltaker, and mostly it's a thing I want to do for a really long time, draw my OCs in the chibi form. It's mostly again the art style copying, sounds mean but it's copying. Well actually it's drawing you in this art style, but again it's copying in the right world. Again, I'm pretty sure lots of people will hate, because people hate tracing. How is it much tracing? Well, yeah, I actually have a reference image trying to be close to it, but I don't like put the reference image from behind something or just seeing it, doing it. But I guess it can be still classified as tracing. That's most of why I stopped doing those drawings. Which, okay, for my first time of YouTube, I was just getting the image and then trying to recreate this image as close as possible. That's how I started drawing. And then start to go some original works. That's also maybe one of the reasons why I don't do Draw New Astral Challenge anymore, because mostly, again, I have this weird feeling of tracing and that's it so bad and that stuff and Also maybe one of the reasons why we're never gonna do another Draw in Your Astral Challenge. I will try to make it original as much as I can. Now for these characters, in the chibi mode, for reference I have used the old demon OC I make for my previous drawing, you saw it earlier. I get no blackness in the eyes, although I started using it because I like how it's look of my characters. Those horns, those hairs, and mostly just the simple positioning. That's if they were in Helltaker, that's how they will look. For background, I just did the room they were in the Helltaker. Basically close to the Helltaker room, just a bit more smaller, more simplified. Text bubble, explain why it exists, because okay, for gameplay session I didn't have much ideas for the name, and even the name was super basic, like a good dating with question mark. But for thumbnail, also just decided to do the chibi mode because I didn't want to do a chibi mode. Maybe the chibi mode just fully ate my brain and I couldn't possibly come up with something other than that. I also did the tips. I think I kinda wanted to do tips for my OCs for a really long time. But again, I'm still not doing it because, I don't know, maybe in the future, but for now, I think it's okay with no tips. Because most of those tips have to be shaped, those tips have to be drawn, and sometimes I do forget them. And I just bloody realized I didn't draw beard in this one. They beardless! And I just noticed it right now! Oh, bloody hell! Yeah, I do sometimes forget to draw the beard. Also for Jaiden one. Well, for this one... Wait, are they beardless for... Well, okay, they're not beardless at all time. But I forget to draw the beard. What's wrong with me? Should I draw it right now? And for Jaiden as well. Okay, maybe I make those panels in the same day. Did I actually make them in the same day? Probably. It's hard to remember now. Okay, I have to bloody fix that. Or maybe I'll keep it. Fixing it. I bloody fixing it. You want to see them? Okay, there's no way you will see them without the beard. For the next one I shall go right now. Okay, so I went to... Okay, first of all, I fixed the beard. Okay, I didn't fix it right now, I'll fix it in the future. But thanks to my functional base, you will see the fixed version. You probably said it's not a big deal, but it's a big deal to me. As I will fix it, I will go to my other channels to put them there. Also, it will be a really hard process because I don't have the creator file of this drawing process. And for this one, it was me reacting to Team Fortress and Man vs Machine. Okay, that was basically the all other trailers of Team Fortress. For Man vs Meat, that stuff, and just Team Fortress trailers which were not in my previous video. But I guess the main focus was Man vs Machine, so it's me, negative me as a robot, trying to come up with original robot design. Those not circle but squarish spikes on the hair, those lightning bolts for the eyes, but they're grey because negative color. Negative me is all supposed to be greyish eyes. This dynamic for the ear, those brows on the bolts, this beard, bloody gorgeous, amazing, wonderful beard in the squarish form, and again the tie also did the squarish form. For that stuff, nothing much was with me just not understanding what's going on and doing this position. Again, one arm is super slender, while the other arm is not so slender, but at least it's not as bendy as previous arms. For that stuff, for next one we shall go right bloody now, because man, I have nothing to say about this one. It was just one of the panels where I have no idea what to do, I just did this. The next one we shall go right now. Okay, so the next thumbnail is just like Perfect Vermin. There will be characters from the game doing some stuff related to the game. So it will be Slender friends, Henry, I forget his last name, and some guy who died in the car. Most focus was on Henry, and for the guy, I just did the face and the body. Mostly because Henry caused death on a random person, it's called Survivor's Guilt and he's bloody shocked and not cannot believe. Also man, I do like the art style of the Slender threads, and plus the background artist. Well, yeah, background also super cool because it's mixed 3D slash 2D, which I bloody happen to enjoy very much. Bloody feel like the people here. Not the important part. And mostly again, this drawing is, okay, I would say it's pretty nice, but again, it's like perfect Vermin. Like it's nice, but I wish it could be better. And again in this batch I would say my favorite drawing will be Helltaker. But after I noticed that I didn't do a beard, it suddenly fall in my eyes. It's such a shame, such amazing drawing, and because it's no beard. And plus it's a family that's pretty old, so it's been standing there for a while. And those beardless bastards were standing in a while so people could see. As for this one I did lots of blood. Again for background, I decided to do the background of the game. For car, I guess it's what I did super late because I didn't want to draw a full detailized car. And again did lots of bloods, and again bloody concerned because bloods. Yeah, still not sure how strong is the topic on YouTube. Maybe YouTube like super against the blood and I still bloody make such bloody images. As for Instagram it also will be pretty hard for me to post because I notice constantly people who put a warning on Instagram about the blood and that stuff. Although it's still there. Probably not so big warning, maybe just a percent of people. Well, Twitter bloody okay with this stuff. Twitter. Okay, maybe they do limit some stuff, but I never bloody heard about it. Okay, maybe because I'm not a strong Twitter person. I mean, just like some drawings, but again, what else there? Okay, there's also Demon Task the New Ground. But I never been thinking about registering on New Ground because for New Ground, I just have to upload the same things I did before. So is it worth it? Maybe. But the next one, let's just go for the next one. Right? Okay, you actually can notice I did lots of shading, dots on the background, shading on persons, some shading on the background, but for background they're just one place. And for that stuff, not much. So for next one we shall go right bloody now. Okay, so now Arsenal challenge and its forecast went the ball. Again recap cartoons. And maybe finally stop having too much self to look in cast art style. Or just, I would say something like Simpsons, you know this missing character. I don't know, so you just remember it for me. For this one, they just simply on couch reacting to those movies. Again, positive looking as an idiot, negative being as a Kobe, but more serious. Also, man, I would say it's now my favorite drawing in this batch. Because of Helltaker missing the beard. I mean, I did beard for these ones. So it's just Helltaker, or maybe that period of time that I did bloody forget about the beard. Also for this one drawing the short flaps, which again I won't say it's part of negative concept design. Yeah, something I do for different challenges. Well, for art style challenges, I mean. And then I have actually full detailized suits, while in my normal art style is not that detailed. On the couch and my curtains like background for my OCs, which they have. For positive cell decided to draw as cartoony text as possible. For negative me decided to do normal text. Oh yeah, this one I forgot the N on his chest. It's one of those things I bloody forget. The N on his chest. Those characters have like one important details. They have letters on the name, on the suits, in random places. They have colored eyes. Well, that's dependable on what the species are and what art style they are. And they have beards. And I forget and I sometimes forget about those stuff. And then I'm bloody embarrassed that I did. Because it's such important details. Also, you can notice there's a reference to Cass thing that he did at the beginning of every video. Like, it's the beginning of the reaction, it's thumbnail, it's reaction by Chip. Sounds pretty like a guy who want to put his show on the television or that stuff. I can't sound like this. Like whose show is not super good, but he's pretending it's like super good. Because to his eyes it's a bloody amazing idea. But it's not. He's bloody trying too hard, thinking that they understand what he's talking about, but they don't. They don't understand what he's talking about. It was just a weird sentence for you, but it just, I don't know, it's just what I remind myself of. No, you go in this way, it's better this way. But that stuff, not much I can say. So for next one we shall go. Yeah, for next I did the effect of them seeing like this, and they hold in the couch. That's all I can say, so for the next one we shall bloody go. Okay, so the next family is for the game of the Great Defense Awakening. Like any game which you come to think, with levels it gets hard. And now I can beat one level in one episode. So for this one, it just basically presentation what happened. I was contaminated by bugs. And Bloody hell, I'm not strategic thinker. I'm mostly just the guy who do stuff and do them without even thinking. There are some moves which do damage. I bloody use that move without strategizing and do that stuff. Like everywhere I can put, I will put random weapon by bloody tossing the coin and just counting on my fingers. Or what people usually do. So for this one is my pose of self and his full-time body. Again, not much. I guess most focused was on him and the back. All the back. Okay, in this one, it's really hard for me to find a good reference image. I have to find them on my videos. And I find one, but again, it was pixelated and shook up. And plus, the art of this game doesn't give me anything idea how they look in the person. So it's like just these fire ants with those dots, armor, and guns. On his arms holding me like this. Because again, they work on the forearms. They will just be holding me like this. It's again one of the simplest drawings. I think every drawing in this batch was simply simple. I guess the one was interesting to me was Perfect Form, and I started to enjoy it a little bit more. I originally thought it was not so good, but now it's okay. Slender Threads, also okay, but again, Nes a little bit worse than Perfect Form. And the Helltaker was my favorite, that's the beard. How the hell I forget about the beard, and I will never bloody let it go. It's a scene. It's one of the deadliest things about forget the important detail of your character. Okay, sometimes I guess it can be understandable that it's too much details and too much to pay attention to. There's multiple artists, you like maybe work alone, who knows. Okay, maybe not as forgivable this scene. Maybe this scene can be forgiven, considering the fact it's really hard to check those details. That's why most characters wear different clothes, so the same clothes all the time. And when they don't do that, it's bloody cherished as always. And again, honestly, it's impossible to bloody draw the same character twice without any mistake or without forgetting stuff. Like, I remember those artists who bloody can't get the size scale right, or who give characters sometimes random power, or get some historical points because they make such big universe that those things are just forgotten and you have to somehow get yourself out of this. It's just simple a story. How much you make a plot in it, it's just a random facts. But for this one, not much to say about the drawing. For the next one we should go right now. Okay, so the name for the next one will come from my ass. That's a weird sentence, but again for the name I just think of things I did in the episode and I just come up with it. In that episode, I did what I do best, dying. That's why I get my title of Dev Kid, and don't confuse of Dev the Kid. I already think I did comment about this one. It's me dying, and I die a lot. For random reason, most not understanding gravity, and my desire to explore stuff. And for this one, again, a Dev Kid in space, well, okay, on a different planet, take off the helmet which we all desire, and which one we always want to do, and my eyes are bloody frog, like pumping out, or like those dummies, you know, Noggle make those toys similar to this one. And bloody Dev Kidding. Also, I'm thinking about creating a new character for this one, but I decided to go with myself because Dev Kid is me. It's a hero, profile, okay, not much hero, just profile of my stupidity. And not understanding the rules of physics or not thinking what I'm doing in the game. But for next one, let's go. It's again one of the simpler one. Again, bring up some old images, most for the P, but not decide to do my channel logo on the shoulders because not too much, but didn't want to figure out how they will look on here. Again, for gloves, and again, not much I can say. So for next one, we shall go right now. Like always, man, want to comment a little bit more about the drawing, but this drawing is so simple that now I think they have to comment about. Okay, maybe the fact I like to draw those red eyes, maybe that's a fact I like to do. Because I bloody do draw lots of those red eyes with those red cronies, how you say it. Yeah, bloody like to do this. It's my original side, don't bloody question it. But for the next one we shall go right now. Like I said many times before. Okay, so here's come the moment that I create brand new characters. First we have my typical characters, but mostly, man, if it's probably not so dark I will probably talk louder. Oh, okay, maybe not. So for this one, again, so here I'm trying to figure out how my characters will look in profile. Again, most I decided to cut the neck because in profile I think it will be cut necked. So most of my positive self and bunch of other self who could play poker. So for positive self, again, not much. The negative self we all know about it, but now we have a horny self, which I do sometimes show example of, whose design we'll talk about later. Then there's Greedy Me and M Me. For M Me, I kinda want to do it mystery to not tell what me it is. So like you would be guessing, and you know, let's bloody make it do this. But maybe at some point I will reveal what Moody Me is. I just said it loud. Yeah, the M stands for Moody. Because again, I originally thought about murder, but again, I'm not a murderous person. In fact, I quite opposite. I hate murdering. In games where I'm forced to murder without self-defense, I bloody feel so guilty. That's why again one of those games bloody hit me hard. Bubble people. Bloody hit my heart in emotions way. And so I can also develop this character now. Just have to figure out what he will stand for. He will stand for moodiness, because moodiness is one of those emotions I do have. So this is Horny. His eyes will be purple, he will wear those jackets with open chest with 3 chest hairs, and I do have a lot of chest hair, so it's a true fact about me. But I guess he is more slender than I am, because I do have a belly. His adorable nipples, which I usually avoid, and his letter will be H, which will be on his belt bucket, which I totally did, but which totally cannot see because of the table I draw. And he also will put his legs on the table, but I also didn't figure how it will look, so I guess it's can be look unnatural. For greedy me, his first of all word will be G, like fully printed on his mask. And he will wear a hood, which will hide his spiky hair, so his one of those characters whose hair will be hidden. And he also will be he also will sit in this position, not sitting, he will just generally walk on this position. He like the type of guys who force me to do those challenges which I do, like not stopping the game, just trying to do everything possible in the games. He like just bloody obsessed with this one. But most personality, he's not that strong with personality development. Now the moody me, he will wear this hockey mask, he will have red eyes, while the greedy me will have yellow eyes. For his hair, the 3 spikes on the elbow will be hidden behind the mask, and most his eyes will be red. Most he just quiet and pretty calm dude. But when he get moody, he get moody. Like his bloody again mask is explained by a lot, but he doesn't get moody this often. Which quite opposite of me, because I do get moody. Well, depends on the weather and depends on what I want to do today. For chips, decide to give positive self as little chips as possible, and mostly lots of chips for moody and greedy me. And while horny and negative will have less chips. For horny, I guess his personality will be pretty close to negative, but more calm and more chill. While moody, while greedy, I guess he will be something like a goblin, but most for himself. Wow, moody just a nice guy to be fair. Well, pretty quiet, but again, not a bad dude. For cards, decide to draw simple design. In some hands, I did forget about the cards. And for characters, they all have beards, like I didn't forget about this fact. But I will never let go of beard and then take a character who didn't have beards. Oh, it's like a perfect team theme for me, so please forgive me for bloody not letting go of this. For this kappa, I have a green kappa, the grey floor, well this floor which is, I don't know how to call it, and again my curtains walls, which I do for my all this stuff. Now again, positive me since I was stupid, they all shouted him out except for Moody me, because Moody me does not bloody talk, it is personality quirk. So for next one, let's bloody go right bloody now. Okay, imagine all the good people that thumbnail, some of my thumbnail projects making got corrupted, and then I still have to comment on it, but I will do it in the form of Krita. So for this one, it was Desk Job, which I, for failed gameplay session, not even a real gameplay session, just failed because I don't have controller. For this one, I really decided to go with robot theme. I really want to make it blue and just how it in the game, but I decided to go with color skin, which pretty close to yellow is my typical character. Decided to do this line for robotness effect, this nose with a line on it to give robotness, eyes, just like in Portals, with eyebrows which mechanical, also it's supposed to be something like a part. This is supposed to be a part which move eyebrows together. The hair again my normal, again the ear dynamic. Again it's because I shrink it got pretty much supposed to tell it's dynamic. No mass. The neck, okay, originally I think about making this full part of the neck blackness, like there's mechanism which forces it to move. I decided just to do my neck and just be inspired on this one. But I did this grayish part which is supposed to represent this void. But I think I did it pretty badly. For arms, because it's called not up for work, the arms just fall off and there's not there. And I did something like what robots usually have. No movie robots, and there's constantly having the arms fall off and there's then the holes in the body. You know what I inspired from this one. For that stuff, also I did like a full-time body, like I did legs and that stuff. Okay, not legs, the shorts. But because I forgot the key behind the table, and I did this cool effect of the tube, which I bloody like. So I decided to put the table so you could see the tube, but not the shorts. And the fair man, I only did like the yellowish part, but not like full-time legs. Again, being lazy. Now this part's supposed to be what in the game, those buttons, which controls button, which I don't have, but I didn't decide to name them or do that stuff because I was lazy. This is supposed to be a I don't know what this is supposed to be, I just saw it in the game. And for background, it's just pure blackness. So now you see the character just without the critter. So man, you already just see it, but now you see it more goodly. And not much can say for, so next one we shall go right bloody now. So for next one, I was playing the Cave Crawler. If you never heard about this game, it's because it's the game I found on Steam. And not bad. So for this one, because this game is pixelated, I decided to do the same thing. Originally I was thinking, first of all, how I did it. I used this tool, which called Aligner tool shift. That's just how I activate it. It was dragging and doing this. But I will choose a darker color and maybe thicker brush. Doing this. And for some effects, for example, for hair, it was like super hard. First of all, because perps constantly would create this remove. I don't need you to remove, but it would constantly put on a razor, which I have no idea why. Okay, maybe because I was removing some extra lines which I didn't need. Now for us it was super simple, but I also did this effect of this bendiness. I just removed this, start working here and remove the lines which were not necessary. Like there was lines here, and I just remove it. Now for us again super reddish because the episode called in the title you can see it. Tired eyes because playing this game make my eyes are super tired. Sick nose, this little booger here, but full blood I cannot show you because my torso is not here. The arms, I guess, well yes, I am proportional. Also I have so much trouble drawing the thumbs because again I want to do a thumbs up, but it's really hard for me to figure out how it will look in the pixel form because it's get bended. Okay, actually in this one it goes straight, but I was planning to do something like bended thumb, so it was hard to figure out. For fingers, this are to cheat, draw only 4 fingers, except my normal 5, and for neck, nothing much. For this one it was really hard again because constantly put on the razor layer, and for that stuff was super details. For hair was the same problem, and for hair also I was forced to go back. So like this one, no razor, was forced to go back. So instead of create this, because for this one I need to connect them, they have to be connected to go further. So then I need a layer which doesn't connect to this one because this hair must go here, but this creating the layer of the line I don't need. I was forced to go back, and also sometimes would create those layers which go across each other. Like I can't go perfectly straight lines. Although maybe this purple line would be a nice help for me. I can go this full-time purple line. So it would create those empty holes. Right now I didn't create them because it's a pretty thick layers. But it would create these empty spaces which I have to remove and which explain this line, well maybe you can see, this line being thicker than this line because I have to erase some wholeness in this one. The line which was needed. The smile was pretty hard, but again I figured it out somehow. And for background, just whatever there was in the game. Right now you will see the image without anything I did, without critter, and not much can say. So for next critter drawing which I have, and to which one I can comment. Let's go right now. Oh no. I will bloody do right now something important. Something I want to do really long time ago. Okay, today. Something I want to do today. You will be first. Tool, black. Something not thin. Okay, I wish there was a function which allow me to bloody pick exactly the same link as this one. Okay, maybe there is, but I don't know about it. Maybe we'll Google it. Will it look okay? Yeah, fine. Now you. Think you can go beardless in my shift? Well, in your dream spell. Okay, his look not so natural. We'll do a little bit fixing and I think I'm still I can work with this one. We'll color it, but have to mess with color tool. The bucket tool. Have to make you not as powerful. Let's go. Is it too much? Perfect. Oh, it's black. I don't need black. I need this shade of black, but not full-time black. Not too much. Too freaking much. One. Not okay. Then I have to do something with spreadiness. Oh, it's too much spreadiness. Nope. That's too much. Okay, which? Oh, that's too much. Figure how much you need. But that's not enough. Okay, let's try erasing it. Erasing it was good. Coloring it, not so good. But then I can create a background layer which will go bigger than maybe spread. And that's how it's look. Do not touch that stuff. Prologue looks so pathetic. That's why I usually don't. That's probably why I'll never stream my drawing, because that's how this process usually look without speeding up. Just guy trying to remember the settings of his critter and try to bloody use them. Okay, we can go this. Oh, it's not. I just didn't trace enough whiteness at least. We can fix that then. Yeah, now we cannot fix this. So you still have some whiteness in there. Well, that's we can fix. It's easy to be fair. No, too much to. Nope. Too much. Now let's go. Let me just do this and not touch myself. You. Then I did. I think that I did stop at some point. Normal? Okay. And copying, pasting, removing too much lines. Not so much spread. Not. Come on, not spread so much. And then just do this. Maybe again I forget about using my background, which I erased because I have a wet background. Nice. So this one can be removed, which we will do. Nice. Now work for me. Okay, let's actually first try going a little bit on the side. Then we go in full time ballistic. Put it on the side, from here. Not supposed to. Also don't leave anything. The background. Nice. And I think it's nice. There's some brightness, but you see it. Can't see it. But it. Yep. And done. Look fine. For Jaiden, no beards, because Jaiden doesn't have a beard. Now, wait a minute. Let's check it. Is it good? Did I erase anything that was not supposed to be erased? Nope. It is good. Safe. Yes. That is the old version disappeared, but the old version sucks. And now, time for Helltaker. Let's open the Helltaker. Helltaker. Went a bit too far. Helltaker here. Also will be super painful because this one as well pretty shittish. Little square here, little square there, square. Done. And now square for you, my little you. Now brushing it. Oh, how the tool called? I just called sample, man. It's so boring. Growth. But I need more spreadiness. Let's see. What if we go maximum spreadiness? Still leaving up some points. Threshold. Oh, perfect. I didn't use threshold this time. Why didn't we use it that time? But what threshold does even mean? It's a function I need to use a little bit more. Although I think lines get a little bit. Although maybe they were like this before. Look okay. And maybe too much pixelated. Oh, it's erasing. I did press erase. Why press erase? Was it trying to attempt? No, it does not fix it. Although it does make it thicker. And okay, let's keep it this way. Save. Okay, so we fixed the old version, which you will never see the old version. Just imagine it without the beards. So for next one we shall go already right now. Little break, but it's okay. Okay, so my next thumbnail is again one of my thumbnails which have the most of my characters, all of them. And again, bring up the image of my characters for better drawing and bothering Hella. And my imps sonas, because again I was reacting to HELLUVA boss episode I don't remember, but it will be right down there. So again, drawing all my negative sides as imps, while all my positive sides are chirrups. So that's the result of chirrups. And what before that or what after that. So for imps will be horny me, greedy me, and poach of me, because again his personality can be classified as bad quality. And for angels, moody me, because again moodiness is not exactly a sin, and the negative me because he didn't do anything bad. And for that, again, for chest he decided to do the whiteness with typical imp whiteness. Originally was thinking about doing the body in this way and the head in this way. But then, judging by the way how the head and the body look, it's kind of like body this way and his head this way. Again, decided to draw some lines on the neck to show exactly how it will be looking. And not much. For both of me, exactly the same as he as the imp persona. I guess legs is pretty hard to decide because they wear pants and they have those legs which go backward. For greedy man, again he's looking this way, sitting in his typical position. That's how he always will sit. Always. He sits this way. And again, jacket and he just jogging. So he imps. Again, you can see his horns on the hood. The eyes, again, imp's eyes outside already yellow, but his eyes are yellow. Decide not to change it, but decide to go this way as well. And the tail will just be dragging on the ground. For chirrups, again, find the reference image, draw the chirrup eyes. Basically, for colors, decide to go with very unique colors, but still grey and red. But again, different shade than normal. Because again, for angelic effect. Always forget the wings. Mostly all the time I forget the wings, then have to make them later. Always should bring up the full size to make the wings. For head, they were too big, so I decided to shrink it. The eyebrows will go outside the head for the head. That was accidental, but it's something they usually do. Like for example, I also have the eyebrows which you can see outside from the head. For mask, I decided to mirror the image, but then draw the mask and all needed expressions. And again, crossed arms for negative me because I like doing crossed arms for him. It's like his iconic position. Now, Moody me will always have this long jacket, and his letter will be on his back, which you don't see for now. It's just big M, which I still not show which way I will draw. The mask connects to his head, remove the eyes here, again reddish, and the boots, because his legs are super small but boots super big, they just on his hoofs and like going straight and looking weird. So no, I didn't make super weird legs. It's how they will look because he just put them on his tippy toes. Now looking at the chirrups, again mostly decided to do the same skin color. Okay, was thinking about something different, but I think the same will be nice for doubles. And for that stuff, for Moody, man, he almost looking also down on them, but Moody just had this poker face, like nothing going inside his eyes. But I guess kind of failed making him also judging them by look at this. But he's not judging, he just, picking out waffles, so that stuff. Also for Horimy, I did those eyebrows on his eyes, like direct on his eyes, which look pretty okay to be fair. Better than positive self. But again, I like the way they look. Actually, pretty amazing, even better than I did the first attempt. Only because this one is more different, who knows. For next one, we shall go right bloody now. Okay, so the next thumbnail is thumbnail for this video. Decided to go simple, because it's Spooky Mouse, plays with me as a skeleton, blowing a trombone, but have no lungs, and that's the point. For this one, I find a reference image of the skeleton, realistic skeleton, trying to be close to that. But I think if I decide to do a cartoon, yeah, maybe lips will be better. For lips, there will be bony lips, you can see outside of his body, and mostly trying to be really realistic with bones. Like, when I want to do something, I want to be really realistic or very close to original. Trombone is something I did my lazy aesthetic, because I decided to draw, just find a reference image, draw closely to that, and again another reference image in which one you can see the side of trombone. For this one, again super simple, decided to draw those hairless eyebrows, this trombone exactly from that image I found. And again for hand position, I guess it was pretty hard, because again there's a bones which is two bones in the same hand, in the same hand part. It was pretty hard for me to figure out how that will look. But for this one I also decided to bail on the idea of putting them all in the same frame. So again, on the top the hair will go inside the frames, on the bottom you can see the full body talking and being depressed. But the fact that he have no lungs. I also did it in the form of comics. And mostly, again it's spooky months, again I didn't exactly plan anything special for months. Mostly because I think I never bloody planned nothing special for any occasion. Like now it's Christmas special. Okay, I actually did have a Christmas special, but mostly I guess because any other YouTubers have them. And for spooky months, again lots of spooky themed drawings, and my drawings are not fitting this theme. Again, I kinda have idea to draw something, but again, not sure when I will draw this. Maybe in the future, who knows. But again, it's not exactly a spooky month, it's just what I want to draw for some unknown reason. Now for eyes, I decided to draw blackness, and again beyond black pupil. And for background, I decided to go with my orange pumpkin Halloween, with a little bit darkening the edges, all that stuff. Again, the origin felt a bit more darkish on the edges, but decided to go not so many. Also decided to go a little bit whiteness in the middle. And okay, I would say this one is my weakest because I don't like the way I did the ribs. Other stuff mostly look okay. For ribs, maybe I should just do what I usually do, just grow this circle and just ribs in the sides. And maybe remove some whiteness in this other parts. Or maybe blackness, I don't know, what I did as a child. But most I decided to draw skeletons because I bloody like making skeletons. Also no such jokes for blueness in his eyes, just his natural eye color, and the fact that his skeleton should not be changing this. Although it's scared that he's not supposed to have any eyes. But how would he see? Okay, maybe some eyes, who knows. All that stuff. Talking about this comics, well, talking about this drawing bunches. Lots of drawings in this bunch are pretty simple and not so special. Again, maybe some favorites I have, like say, Vermin I start to enjoy a little bit more. Helltaker, again, my favorites, I'm fixing my mistake, it's super much favorite. And talking about this one, spooky months. Indeed, because mostly I thought, okay, thanks to that crash, I thought that I have only one drawing process, and it would be this one, because this one, the one drawing process which didn't manage to transfer to place where I would transfer in them. And this was the only one I did. But after doing the return process, I returned some, but not all of them. And almost, okay, I actually lost all those files. It was bloody devastating, because I would try to recreate them, like honestly would try to recreate every drawing I did, and that's everyone you see before. Which again would be bloody long and painful, and the video will be delayed so much more. If I start procrastinating a lot, and it's already a problem which I have to deal with. I'm not even working on a new project right now. I should bloody start right now after upload the video on YouTube. But talking about this one, okay, talking about this one as well. Okay, I probably would not just recreate them all. I would probably just find the image and then comment on my image and then maybe do some stuff with it. I would probably go with this one if I did manage to recreate anything like this. Like the one I didn't recreate, with the one I didn't get back the files which got corrupted, I will probably just do the same thing what I did with those files. So on this note, not much I can say. Have a spooky months. Like, share, subscribe to do that stuff. Go to check my other two channels, my social media, my Patreon, where I will support you and put your name on my other two channels, because on this channel I don't put names, because for this channel the video do come up rarely. Okay, not really, just not solid time. Like sometimes 6 days, sometimes 12 days, sometimes a week. So it's not solidized, so maybe you want your name to be put constantly or that stuff. So I decided to go to this channel. If you want on this channel, you can comment me or tell me that stuff. I mean, we do something like this. But for that note, nothing much I can say. So have a nice day. Bye bye. Now totally goodbye. Have a nice day. Have a nice month. Have a nice Halloween. Just roll the end screen already, please.